I welcome you all to today's class by Advanced English Language Academy. This is Yasin, your English language instructor. Today, I will talk about a very important topic, and this video is especially for those students who are graduate, who are doing graduation. Okay, they study at a university, they study at a college, and they have selected English as their subject. So this message is for those students. First of all, there is always a debate. This person is good at literature and this person is good at linguistics. So this person has expertise in literature and this person has expertise in linguistics. So we will talk about these two things today. First of all, let's talk about literature. So if I go to the definition of literature and I want to define literature, so there can't be a solid definition. We all know that literature deals with the inner feelings of a person. There is aestheticism. Literature deals with the feelings of a person, the inner feelings. If you study drama, novel, poetry, so you're actually enjoying that. And it may change your whole thought process. And it may, literature, may give you new eyes to see the world. But it's only for your own growth. You enjoy, for example, my favorite novels are, if you ask me, so I love Wuthering Heights and Dizzy the Gentles. Some people become so much obsessed with literature that they think just by doing literature, just by learning literature, just by studying literary books, they will change the whole world and they have done something special. But unfortunately, when they come out of the university, they face a very bitter reality. That what they have learned there is of no worth. And it's a reality also. You know poetry, you know novel, you know philosophy, you know psychology, you have interest in these fields, but they're of no worth. Why? Because they cannot be sold. You cannot sell it. And these things, just literature, poetry, drama, novels, they can't fit. They are not applicable in the real world. You talk about a drama in the real world. You talk about a poem, for example, I'm talking about The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, written by S.T. Coleridge. I love that poem. But what has it got to do with the real world? Nothing. So when the graduates come out of the university, so they feel very frustrated because at the university they think that they're learning something very unique and they're different people. Some think themselves to be philosophers, think themselves to be psychologists, but when they come to the real world they face difficulties and they're the problem stars. So actually where they went wrong, they were moving in the wrong direction. For example, I am reading a novel, I am reading poetry or anything. First of all, I should think, I should contemplate. What has it got to do with the real world? Nothing. In the real world, you need skills, because only skills can feed you, not information. You call it knowledge. If you it changes your inner world, so there will be knowledge, but before that, I can't even call it a knowledge because you know a few novels, you know a few poems written by other people, you haven't written anything from your own side. So I call it information, but let's suppose it changes your inner world. So I will call it knowledge. It can feed you. I also love literature. It doesn't mean that I'm against literature. I read novels, but I know that's for my inner world, for inner peace. I can't even implement those things in my house. How will I implement and how will I see those things in the society? So when you go out of country, you sit in an interview, they don't test your literature. How many novels do you know? When was Shakespeare born? And what's your favorite genre? They don't know, and they don't want to know about these things. They shouldn't know about these things because it's none of their business. Your information about literature can give you nothing. Yeah, studying literature just like you listen to music. So when you listen to music, it has got nothing to do with the real world. It's just for your own enjoyment, just for your inner world. It's just for your inner world. Music has got nothing to do with the real world. And listening to music can give you nothing. So you read novels, you read dramas, you read poetry, you enjoy that. It's only for your, you can call it mental peace, or you can say that it's important for your thought process. And I mentioned earlier that these things give you new eyes to see the world. But you can't earn anything. When you go for a job, for an interview, you go abroad. So the person may be less qualified than you, but he will test your English and he'll test your listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So linguistics and ESL skills are valued, they are tested, and as I said, your literature is not tested. Okay, for example, I can test how much you know about drama, how much you know about novels, Shakespeare, William Wordsworth, S.J. Coleridge, Browning. I don't want to know. And it's we can say archaic for me because I don't need. If I want to give you a job, let's suppose I am your boss. I'm never a boss, but let's suppose I'm your boss and I'm giving you a job. So I'll not test your literary skills. Literature is your own job requirements and need of the day. So when you are studying in college, university kindly improve your these four skills: speaking, listening, writing, and reading. And after improving these things, your English will be practical. And when your English is practical, you will pass interviews, you will pass IELTS, you will pass any test. Learn these four skills. Ask your teachers to work out these four skills because your books, reading, novels, reading, they are never enough. They are not practical. They have nothing to do with the practical world. So ask them to practice these things with you, the listening, reading, writing, and speaking skills. And if they don't, and if they think that it's none of your business, so you should try. Go to academies, no problem. I mean, you should not develop an ego there that you are a graduate and you will go to an academy, a person will teach you English. No. Actually, that person knows a skill. He's not imparting information. He's teaching you a skill. So when he's teaching you a skill, that skill will be of a great worth. You'll be able to pass interviews, you'll be able to get a job. But if you think literature is everything for you, I don't agree with anything. Thanks a lot.